I might be struggling, y'all. Only Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai knows, but I'm having a little signal problem over here. But I want to give all, we're going to try it again. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash, and a double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which is the doctrine of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. And if you don't know what that means, that's the true gospel, which is the doctrine of the true gospel of the King James Version, 1611 version. And the apostles and elders of GMS are able to break it down in all other translations, or debase, debunk, whatever, no swag Malone, whoever that guy, whoever that guy that's been paid is. 1 Thessalonians, and this goes for people who have been paid by Esau, Edom, or any type of financial currency to go. I'm thinking of Bishop Nate now. For some reason he popped in my head. General Yohana popped in my head. Nightquam popped in my head for some strange reason. A Mappa guy, I already know you don't mind a couple dollars. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, have mercy on Qatar. What's his name? Damn, it's been a while since I looked him in the eyes. What's his name? Zabak. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. Let me make sure nobody can hear me. So for when they shall say peace and safety, who is this day? All right. Who is this day? 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. So the funny thing about it, the funny thing about it is that our identity has been exposed since before a lot of our birth. A lot of our children's grandparents have heard about who we are. All right, don't you know that this little soul? Now, when I found out about who we was, I saw a lot of purple walking out Memphis. Then ended up seeing them out Chi-Town. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, wow. I seen a mob on CNN. This was all like within like a month, 30 days of me just like coming into, back in 2019. All within like 30, after some blood moon on 2018, the end of the year 2018, I was like, whoa. I was like, isn't that from the Bible? So weird. Went straight to the book, you know what I mean? But, because it's always a Bible in the hotel. But, damn, where is it at? Oh, yeah. Hold on. All right, so, Salaki, y'all. So, people have known who we are. They just chose to reject the Lord and when I say reject the Lord, I'm talking about us being the people of the scriptures. If you reject us being people of the scriptures, you're rejecting the Lord. All right, you basically saying you don't want to be part of the 12 tribes like the Lord himself. Okay? But they accept come on, I don't do this in me, so use a pump. They accept this false Messiah. I don't even want to say his name. This guy that's in all the churches in America, big statue in Brazil. People pray to Mother Mary and all this stuff. The guy, that dude, whoever that, that dude with the long hair, different color eyes in different pictures. Sometimes it's brown eyes, sometimes blue eyes. Anyway, he's all inclusive. He's acceptable by many and accepted by anyone who chooses to accept him. So by that alone, it's safer and more like socially correct. I don't want to say politically because they don't use well anyway. It may be more politically and socially correct to just say something about God or this and that. And that's what I people have fallen victim to, is they've just chosen to. Why isn't this shit doing nothing? They have just chosen to just get along with not my fault. I was walking past somebody on me, so they couldn't hear me. I gotta anyway. They making sure that they choose something that's safe for them and acceptable to everybody else in their eyes. All right, so 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Samuel is a prophet. Okay, the only way you could be a prophetess is if you tell a dream to your prophet, to your husband, whoever's piping you down, and it comes true. And you could be a prophetess if your husband is a prophet and you giving birth to his children. And then, the prophet had a child with a prophetess. All right, because the prophets give birth to the prophets. We are children of the prophets. The prophets give birth to the prophets. Now, with that being said, let's listen to what a prophet prophesied that's coming to place now, that's taking place now. Damn, where is it at? All right, Slovakia. Can't believe. Slovakia, where is it at?
And plan through. Are you concerned about civil unrest beginning in your area? If so, I'm going to be showing you just some great ideas, some products that I've gotten recently, some of the things that I've been kind of stocking up on, things that you may not have thought of. If you've seen the presidential election in the United States coming up and you said to yourself, gee, I don't think everyone's going to get along through this. Well, then you're probably like-minded and thinking there might be riots, there might be protests, there might be other issues like that. And if you ever have to travel through cities or travel near cities, you may need some of these products. So I'm going to walk you through just a bunch of these items.
Well, this isn't even what I was looking for. But the reason why I played it is because civil unrest is coming. And when it's all said and done, our people don't even talk about this. They act as though they got it all under control. They act as though it's not gonna happen. Man, here's a video right here. They act as though it's not gonna happen. Okay, let me cue it. Screenshot this picture, subscribe to this channel if you don't have time to you gotta subscribe to anything I post. Anything I share, subscribe to it. If it says, if they, oh Lord. If it deals with the scriptures and I share it, subscribe to it. All right? If I share everything, I won't get edified. So, that defeats the purpose. Then I won't even be able to share it again. So, share to it, subscribe to it. 1 Samuel chapter 8 verse, not share to it, subscribe to it when I share it. Please. And I don't say please. Nobody's ever really heard me say please. So disregard the please. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. All right, so why did the Lord say hearken unto them? Hearken unto the voice of the people. All right. The book of 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Samuel, who is this Lord? It's Yahweh, the only Lord that exists, as far as Lord of Lords. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that. And the Lord, Yahweh, is the king of all in existence. Period. Your fart, he's the king of that. Your thought, he's the king of that. He reigns over it. All right? Period. Matter of fact, Slack it. I'm sitting here saying words and stuff like I know something. I was taught by Esau. I don't know nothing, right? King. A late Old English contract. Well, late Old English. Wait a minute. The scriptures go back past Old English. Whoa. Anyway, see, you see, I was taught by Esau. I don't know nothing. If I'm learning from Esau, they tell me a king is a late Old English. But in biblical times, who reigns over? Oh, Salakia. I'm gonna go straight to it. Give us a king to reign over us. Straight to it. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 5 through 9. And said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king. Whoa. Went straight to it. Now make us a king. All right? To judge us like all nations. Verse 6, but this thing displeased Samuel. Samuel is a man. He's a man. He's a prophet, but he's a holy, righteous spirit. He's an angel walking in the flesh, with this flesh distorting this angelic purity. Okay. So, but this thing displeased Samuel, and they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. Not because they was right. So if a woman tell you some stupid stuff, just hearken into it. Not because she right. You told them the way of the Lord. It's been years for some, months for others. You told them. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. They ain't reject you before you was talking about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They ain't rejecting you. There ain't nothing wrong with you. So to say. Verse 7, and the Lord said unto Samuel, which is a prophet, hearken unto the voice of the people who are Israelites, all 12 tribes, in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee. They ain't really got the problem with Samuel. It's not really Samuel they got the problem with, is what he's saying. But they have rejected me, because he's saying the will of the Lord. As it is written, he speaks by the mouth of these holy prophets, that I should reign over them. So they rejected the Lord reigning over them. Verse 8, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day. And you got to think about it. It's been thousands of years on top of that. We're with in 2024. Because these are our forefathers that we were hearing about right now. Wherewith they have forsaken me. So they forsaken the Lord of our fathers. They forsook our God. Because we inherited this God. Because of a promise that was given to Abraham, which all these other countries in the Middle East know about. They know about Abraham. And they just wonder. They wonder. about that one seed line from Abraham. I mean, yeah, they see that, Deuteronomy 7 and 6 is true and a whole bunch of other prophecies. But come on, what about the rest? They just wonder. But they know. Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua put on their spirit to know that they have to keep watch to these prophecies. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua is about to come down with great wrath through Esau, Edom. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 8. According to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. All right, so God said, and his name is Yahweh, God said, you know what, if you don't want the best, all right, which is the Father of spirits, just the God of everything. If you don't want the King of everything to reign over you, well then just let him know let him know the manner of the king that should reign over them. All right, so basically, the people reject the prophets. All right, the people reject the prophets. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman. So who is this day that's going to say peace and safety? The Israelites that rejected the prophets. Okay, even unto this day, 2024, since the day that we done came out of ancient Egypt, which nobody wants to tell nobody wants to talk about who the Egyptians are or who the Israelites are. Like when I was reading the Bible, when I was in jail a long time ago, I was like, yo, why nobody talking about who the Egyptians are or who the Israelites are? They seem like major people. Because I always start at the beginning of the book. Couldn't never understand much until I got to Genesis, right? I mean, not Genesis, that's the beginning. Until I got to Exodus, right? Then I started thinking about stuff, and I'm like, yo, why nobody never talking about who these Egyptians is and who these Israelites are and these big cities in Egypt that they built, but everybody's showing the pyramids in Egypt. I'm like, this shit don't make no sense. Everybody want to show the pyramids in Egypt, but don't nobody want to talk about who the Israelites are that built it, and don't nobody want to talk about who the Egyptians is that was their city. I said, this shit is just weird. It don't make sense. And when you think about it, as it is written, God is not the author of confusion. All right, and it's more to that scripture, so let's get it. First Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For Yahweh, which is the only God that exists, for Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So there's only going to be peace in the churches of the saints. All right, and the saints are Israelites, but all Israel is not of Israel. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahshua is only dealing with a small remnant. Okay, let's prove it. The book of Romans chapter 9, verse 22. Isaiah, I want to say it perfect so bad. I'm bad at different languages. Isaiah, Salaki, I'm still trying to say it. Isaiah also cried concerning Yashala, Israel. See how it says Isaiah, but then it says Israel? All right? So Israel is Yashala, and the prophet Isaiah, we need Apostle and Elder or anybody in GMS to explain that. That's why you need to listen to the Apostles and Elders of GMS. All right? This ain't no goddamn NASA show. If you want to learn the truth, you have to continually listen to the doctrine of the Apostles and Elders of GMS. Hence, listen to the Apostles and Elders of GMS. Romans chapter 9, verse 27. Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. And I get it, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ran together or whatever, however y'all feel. And Apostle Tahar got the baton, you know what I'm saying? He you know, he in the lead a step or two, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Ricard, you know what I'm saying? They all running hard and heavy, you know what I'm saying? Right behind them in different order than what I said, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you got other brothers who came in 10, 15 years, you know what I'm saying, later, came in after the YouTube area, came in because of the YouTube era, you know what I'm saying? And you got all of these so-called veterans from before the 2001, before the towers fell or whatever. You got all them feeling like they supposed to, you know, reign supreme. Like, but see, that's that whole saying you got on nice clothes and somebody don't got on nice clothes as you because you've been working longer and you got more money to afford nicer clothes. Like, who you think you is? Like, you ain't got it like that. You wanna know why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai got it like that. He give it, then he take it away. Is that not written? All right, so the same way he'll give you a precept when you wasn't even thinking about it, he'll take it away when you looking for it. So people don't understand that a gift is a gift. All right, now as an Israelite, we have the gift of being an Israelite, reigning supreme on the earth. Can't believe I only read a few scriptures. We as an Israelite have the gift of reigning supreme on the earth. And see, I be thinking while I be talking. I gotta stop. I be thinking of stuff while I'm talking. Anyway, the gift that all of the seed of Abraham was promised is not going to come until the Israelites, the niggas and bitches, the black people, the Spanish people, the Native Americans, the people on the islands, and all others scattered throughout the planet that don't even know they're Israelites. They're not going to get the blessing that's promised into them until they die a horrible death, man. And before they die a horrible death, they're going to suffer so horribly that they're going to wish they died. Now, with that being said, that's your gift. All right? That's your gift. And before you get your gift, you got to unwrap it. Now, for the elect, which are the hopeful elect, they're actually unwrapping their gift right now and don't even know it. All right? Now, what did I say for the ones that got to get born into the kingdom? The nutsack Israelites, they're going to die a horrible death on this side. You're going to unwrap your gift through death by pain. The elect Israelites have been or are unwrapping their gift. And when I say have been, Lord have mercy on the apostles and elders. With the elect and the hopeful elect that have been unwrapping their gift, this promise that they will not seek death, they've been suffering the pain. All right? But it's nothing compared to what you motherfuckers that really deserve the pain hardcore to the brain going inside your astral plane about to feel, man. And women. Romans chapter 9, verse 27. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, which are the 12 tribes. So-called Latinos, Latinas, Negroes, African Americans, Seminole Indians, Jamaicans, West Indians, Native Americans, Brazilians, Colombians, anybody you can think of in South America, North America, Central America countries. Some white people, some Irish, some German, all right, some Asians, and Middle Eastern, Sim Salabim looking people, all right. Romans chapter 9, verse 27, Isaiah also cried. Isaiah, yeah. The name is throwing me off, y'all. Salakia. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea. I don't know what beast you've been through. All right, but sand is more, it's more sand than it is dirt. So Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. Okay? A remnant shall be saved. A remnant. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that endured to the end shall be saved. All right? All right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. Lord willing, I put this video in the description box.
Among men and
because I saw this on TikTok, but I didn't watch it. And this might, I'm not going to say this is something that got deleted off my TikTok, but I saw this on TikTok, but I didn't watch it.
Invading one another and in their...
All right? And then I'm watching this prophet's video. Subscribe to this page. GMS, Mawatazak, Bangad, 2. See, this is a Native American here. All right? This is a Native American. Nah, I was just thinking about Get Back. Salakia. Salakia.
Power.
If you guys have not watched this video, please watch this video. Out of all the videos I've put out, this is probably one of the most important ones. This man right here speaking from our own military is fed up. He's standing for the Constitution. He's in Virginia. I think it's time that every state comes together because it's time to realize no one.
All right. I was raised in Virginia. And, I could do a whole lesson using the scriptures off that. Anyway, the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. On a side note though, Poig Bay Church, yo, we used to not playing it, but we used to walk through it like twice while we was in elementary school. Because it was open, the door was open, and we was bad. And that's a weird ass church, man. Like the design of it is as a restaurant. Like I still can't forget it to this day. Like it's not a design like a regular church. It is a design of a restaurant. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. So we're at the beginning of sorrows, but it's going to be more sorrow for you black women. See, this is the worst time on the history of the earth to be a woman, especially a black woman, because you are really, like, not respected. Like, you really don't understand how not respected you are. Like, you really don't. You really don't. See, when I was in the world, I just had hope, because I was just, like, one of the family. I was always just one of the family. I was just dumb, right? Anyway, one of the family, want to have a family, want to be a family, always wanted the feeling of a family. Like, anyway. So, I would just have hope or faith really in the Lord. It wasn't even really in the woman. It was really faith in the Lord that, it was weird. I don't know. But I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that for almost a year now. I would say about 5-6 months. You living it through. It took 3 months and it took 3 years of being in the scriptures and learning the scriptures to just being like, wait a minute. All right, so listen, brothers. If you going through it, it's not okay, but it's okay. Do what the Spirit tells you to do, because no matter what, it's either going to make you suffer worse or lead to a blessing. There's nothing you can do about it. You don't know until it happens. Now, the reason why I just said that is because everything that I thought was more to suffer, it actually led to a blessing, and even a more blessing. All right? And when I say that, I'm talking about women. And trust me, I don't have a woman, but it was still blessing upon blessing upon blessing through these whole ass women who I kept the laws with according to the scriptures. Okay? So Matthew chapter 24 verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation. We're seeing that, all right, against America, but we're seeing that inside of this country as well. All right, now you got the military rising up against the government. But I got interviewed by the FC Fly back in 2016 because of paperwork that I had filed with Uniform Commercial Codes. All right, I got interviewed while I was while I was dealing with unrelated circumstances. So they wanted to talk to me about sovereign citizenship, and then they wanted to talk to me about don't do the sovereign citizenship, y'all. I must say that publicly. Now, key word, I must say that publicly. And don't do that. Come on, we learning scriptures here, all right? The hell with that. But the law is the law, right? According to them. But the law is the law according to the scriptures. So I'm looking at security. I might get thrown on track. Now, I definitely got thrown on track. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So right now you got you've had this you've had the people that I said whatever I said. I worded it right. I did it right. Anyway, they've been at war with Esau, Edom, and Uncle Pam. It's Uncle Pam now. They've been at war with Uncle Pam. Salakia, y'all. They've been at war with Uncle Pam over there in the West Coast, out Seattle, not just Seattle, Washington State, whatever the coast on the West Coast in the West Coast, Washington State, Oregon, and another state over there, but not Cali. They bang at the whips with government tags. So this way we see government tags on the East Coast, you don't see that on the West Coast. And I learned that from somebody that came into the Bible study out ass VA, and he used to work for some department. I forgot what department he worked for, but I was the only one that went to Bible study that night, and he asked, he said, so what's up? You the only one here. How's everything going? Everything all right with you? I said, yo, I just got an interview. I just got an interview. I got thrown, blah, 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 blah. And, he gave me the rundown. He said they were supposed to question me. He said they were supposed to question you. He said, you can't do what you did and they not question you. All right? So Esau has already had internal war to deal with. All right? And then that made me think of I got to play that. I got to play this because this all goes together. Salakia. Let me see.
The demise of the U.S. has to come from within. The enemies have to be inside. Not really outside. No external enemy can cause so much damage as internal. It's an internal operation. You're watching internal operations here. You can see them in cities that were pristinely beautiful 30 years ago are wastelands right now. You would see people. I mean, I'm from El Salvador, a third world country in Central America, and myself, I can see cities here and say, I want to live here. So
I was just thinking, so I really, some weird ass reason, I really don't want to meet you, and I really don't want to tell you this, but I love what you've done. I love what you've been doing for this gospel, and I hate that you've had to suffer. And I feel that for those that footsteps that he's labored in, and those that have labored with him, and those that have labored in his footsteps. And I really hate this life with a passion, but I love life. I love the ability to be alive, and I love Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's creations except for the humans and some of the scary animals. But Lord willing, we all adore. And this isn't like a message to him, because Tahar is there's a group called GMS. It's a camp called GMS, and they following the doctrine of what One West started. One West is the reason why a lot of our children's grandparents have heard of Israelites, and they're the reasons why Malcolm X has heard of Israelites. Not because of the name One West, because of the men of One West. Some of them, not all of them. And it's the same as far as GMS. I didn't learn the truth because of the name of GMS. I learned the truth because of the men of GMS. Not all of them, but some of them. It's impossible to learn from all of them. You can learn some from all of them, but it's impossible to learn everything from all of them. You gotta ask vocab how many of the motherfuckers it is. I'm not in GMS, and in spirit, I am, because GMS is a doctrine. So I need to do something about this, that, Lord willing, because I can't do shit about shit. Now, back to the, I don't know why the hell I did that.
That would be unthinkable 3 decades ago. Totally unthinkable. That a Salvadoran wouldn't want to live in a U.S. city, in a U.S. main city, like Los Angeles, San
New York,
Francisco,
Chicago, yeah.
Well, Philadelphia, Baltimore. When you look how the cities are eroding so fast, this has to be by design. I mean, who would make so many stupid decisions? Like, okay, we're gonna give you money for drugs. Really, they're doing that. In some cities, they're giving people drugs. I mean,
first of all, just by giving women food stamps and giving them money off money period, they giving money away from drugs. All right. If you go to jail for 1 day, when you get out, if you go to jail for an hour, if you get out, you entitled to food stamps, because they disrupted your way of life. They caused you an inconvenience, and you gotta be able to eat. But people don't know that. I learned that out VA from somebody out DC. You know what I'm saying? He stopped out VA with me and Ill Will, and then we went back to DC with him. Complete waste of my life. First time I ever seen a transvestite. But anyway, so was out DC in them projects, East Street or whatever that is. Anyway,
they're literally giving people drugs in some U.S. cities. Or they say, okay, we're gonna give you money if you don't work. Or we're gonna, they make all of these laws that make no sense. Or if...
So they destroying their own cities, right? That's what another president said.
No one's coming to save us at this point. Listen to this man's speech.
That to y'all. So initially we had planned to make the speech to law enforcement, but since they're a no-show, we're going to make it to y'all. So members of the media, the public, my brother's standing here in arms today.
That's gangster. He said we was going to make this public to the law. We was going to make this statement to the law enforcement, but they punk ass ain't show. So we just going to say it to y'all, because we ain't come out here for nothing.
Enforcement that's probably stalking this right now. My brother's standing here in arms today. Law enforcement that's probably stalking this right now, and whoever else cares to listen. Why are we here? Today, August 19th of 2023, many of us young men of Virginia who have either been in war or served our country have a grievance against the Sheriff's Office of Gloucester County, Virginia. In 2021, this Sheriff's Office, among many other Sheriff's offices in the state of Virginia, vowed to be a Second Amendment sanctuary, promising to preserve the very amendment that protects our Constitution and our homeland. In recent months, they have enforced unconstitutional laws and invented new offenses to satisfy their desire to control this country's politics, including the arrest of 4 citizens lawfully exercising their right to carry a weapon, one of which is actively serving this great nation. When I say the word lawfully, I mean in accordance with the rights protected by the Constitution and without regard to any supposed law that contradicts those rights. These men have fallen victim to weaponized politics. Concerned for the community, they attended a school board meeting at an office facility that, according to zoning laws, is a government facility. And after the speech given by a community member peacefully addressing the misuse of power by members of the school board and the use of politically motivated violence by an elected official prior to that meeting, all four men exited the building peacefully and quietly to return to their daily lives. They were immediately and without provocation confronted by sheriff's deputies who didn't ask them if they were armed. In the following discussion, it was determined that they were in fact carrying weapons in accordance with their rights. All handguns were confiscated, and less than 3 days later, felony warrants were issued for their arrest. All of this transpired because they spoke up against the misuse of power in Gloucester County, and Sheriff Warren felt the need to protect his corrupt cronies. Seeing this misuse of power repeatedly across Virginia, beginning with the General Assembly's special session in 2020 that passed unlawful acts of armed control, has led me to believe this. The law and the creator of the law are not the direct issue. The ones who enforce the law are the most basic threat to our liberty when they abuse their power, as Sheriff.
Wait a minute. So the law and the creator of the law is not our issue. So Esau like his laws. All right? But the laws and the creator of the law of heaven and earth is not the issue. It's the people enforcing the law. Now, we fell off. We supposed to be enforcing the law. All right? Now we can't do that now physically. Excuse me. We could do that verbally, physically. But we can't do that physically until Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gives us that spiritual power. All right?
Warren has done. For without this arm, this weapon, this blue boot, the law has absolutely no power. Hypothetically, if China were to invade us, we wouldn't take the fight to their Politburo. We would fight their infantrymen, the boots on the ground. When it comes to the law has no power until it's enforced. And so our problem is with law enforcement who chooses to enforce corrupt laws that violate the Constitution.
The military, the citizen, the local flag citizen, which is the military, said his problem is with Esau Edom.
Politburo, we would fight their infantrymen, the boots on the ground. When it comes to the law has no power until it's enforced. And so our problem is with law enforcement who chooses to enforce corrupt laws that violate the Constitution.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's law is enforced daily. 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 Zephaniah 3 and 5. The Lord is in the midst thereof. In the midst of what? All right, the earth is his footstool. The Lord, the just Lord, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light in each and every individual's life. Every day we get judged. First of all, we're on earth. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. What's under the sun? The earth. That wickedness was there. What's under the sun? Wickedness. Where's wickedness at? The earth. And the place of righteousness. Where's righteousness at? Under the sun. What's under the sun? The earth. That iniquity was there. What is iniquity? Sin on top of sin. Where do they sin at? People. Who sins? People. Where are people at? The earth. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So what is earth? The place of judgment. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Where's iniquity at? The place of judgment. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. Where's judgment done? Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the... This is what you call a precept. And there's more precepts than these, but I could just go back forth from these two. And if it don't make sense from these two, leave me the fuck alone. Get the fuck off my page. Excuse me, I don't mean that. Give it another week. Write these two scriptures down, read them back and forth, give it a week. Forgive me. All right, forgive me. I exploded earlier today. Matter of fact, let's go to it. Good, it's going. I was going to let y'all hear it. It's a lesson behind it. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the... But then I would have been all over the place. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity on earth, or as in heaven, as it is in heaven. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light on earth, as it is in heaven. Salakia. I know I'll be all over the place. Oh, it says shopping. Okay. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? So what's going on? 1 Kings chapter 22. Every morning, the Lord is bringing his judgment to light. So this is how it takes place in the heavens. 1 Kings chapter 22. Verse 19. And he said, hear the word therefore. Hear, Salakia. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. And his name is Yahweh. Yahabashim Yahshua Baba Kashai, judge whoever the hell wants to call you or Yahweh Shai your plate yogurt. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. So, this is how it works with God in the heavens. Okay, you have angels. He's the Lord of hosts. All the host of heaven. What's in heaven? The angels. So you have all the angels on his left hand and on his right hand. The right hand angels are what we would call good angels. The left hand angels are what we would call scary demons. Ooh, demons. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. Alright? 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. So this is the word of the Lord. This is what the prophet is saying. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne. This is a colon. So that's a colon. So that means that the word of the Lord is, I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven, the angels, standing by him on his right hand and on his left hand. Damn, that's a hell of a jury. The jury is beside him, right? Standing by him, in front of him, around him, anywhere he wants, by him. They're just by him, all right? on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? So the Lord is put a judgment out for someone to die, get deleted. Happens every day, all right? And one said on this manner and another said on that manner. So the angels get to talking with Yahweh and say, yo, we could do it like this. Other one said we could do it like that. They say, oh, you can get with this, you can get with that. Yeah, and the Lord says, I think I'll get with this because this is where it's at. All right, check it out. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. You can get with this or you can get with that. Verse 21. And there came forth a spirit. So another spirit came up. Another angel came up and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. So Yahweh said, I think I'll get with that because this is where it's at. He said, thou shalt persuade him. So he could have got with this, he could have got with that. But another spirit came up and Yahweh said, I think I'll get with this because this is where it's at. All right? Simple as that. Simple as that. The angels want to put in work. I'm not even going to get that scripture. That's too much. I'm all off course. Salaki, y'all. And we had a video.
Power until it's enforced. And so our problem is with law enforcement who chooses to enforce corrupt laws that violate.
So the Lord said, who will make these soldiers call up 12 one time 50 50-cent security. Salaki. He was out when they shot Get Rich or Die Trying out damn, what projects is that? Motherfucker kept shouting that out. Anyway, when he shouted out that Soundview, anyway, when he kept shouting it, when they shot the Get Rich or Die Trying out in the projects, I was locked up with somebody named Sticks after that shit came out. And Sticks was like 50 was from New York, but had all the police out there with him during the movie set. And he said Terrence Howard was in the staircase in the projects drinking with the niggas while they were smoking. He said Terrence ain't smoke with the niggas, but he said he drank with the niggas and while they were smoking. So he like Terrence Howard's got a lot of love out there and 50 a bitch. So anyway, this security, Action Jackson on GI4 GI4 make call a meeting for 50 cent security. All right, out VA, and they don't show up. But VA police love smoke. They love secondhand cancer, firsthand cancer, all the carcinogens. They love smoke.
Constitution. In days of old, our forefathers repeatedly begged that their grievances be solved. They to the king, they cried to Parliament. The king answered by deploying troops to occupy homes, steal arms and money, and murder dissidents and protesters, as we see repeatedly across the U.S. today. This is why our founders warned us of professional men-at-arms enforcing the government's will, and yet somehow supposed freedom-loving Americans have continually given up rights and freedoms.
Salaki, I just thought about this. He's talking about his founding fathers. Well, wasn't that Virginia in them? Like, wasn't that the founding fathers, Monticello and down in Seaville and George Mason, whatever the hell, Washington, whatever, out the George Washington Parkway off Route 1 and all that. So the whole point is this, man. Virginia changes their law every 3 to 6 months if they want, when they want. Arlington Sheriff told all of us in the vestibule and me personally in the cell by myself while we was getting transported from bookings to General Pop to get out of Virginia because they changed the law. He said, I don't know what. He said, do whatever y'all got to do, get out of Virginia. He said they changed the law every 3 to 6 months. Everything. He said, what y'all in here for right now, y'all wouldn't even be in here for it out across the bridge. He said, do whatever you got to do, get across that bridge. He said, get out of Virginia. All right, so he said they changed the law every 3 to 6 months. So he talking about our founding fathers. Well, they're in Virginia. They started it in Virginia. And in Virginia, they changed the law every 3 to 6 months. Don't this whole country change the law every 3 to 6 months? The city of Alexandria was part of D.C. If you go to Del Rey, and if you, well, Uptown, they tore it down. If you out the Bergs or if you out New Projects, all around that area, and if you were out Del Rey, it all looks like you out D.C. You feel like you in D.C., but you feel like you in VA because it's a VA vibe. But it looks like D.C. Like a nice part of D.C. But just like D.C. Not a nice part, but regular city shit. Anyway.
To the very standing army that strips away our rights in the name of earning a living, out of control, rogue law enforcement. Today I'm not here to beg and I'm not here to cry. I'm not here to question their authority. I'm here to completely and unequivocally deny the very legitimacy of its existence. I'm here to do this. I'm here to remind every man and woman that wishes to breach our Constitution that many of us vehemently swore an oath to defend, to remind you that we are awake.
I'm not gonna play this whole video. You watch the real video with the brother breaking down the scriptures perfect. I ain't even share all of the videos I watched today. God damn, I gotta figure out how to do it. Anyway, Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So you got the kingdom of the GI4 versus the kingdom of Uncle Pam. GI4 versus Uncle Pam, right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. There shall be. It didn't say, ooh, you about to see it. You about to see it. And pestilences and earthquakes. Now you got the flesh-eating drug, the flesh-eating bacteria in the ocean. All right, you got the all of these grab and stab and jab and Creepy Joe said if you don't get the Maxine, come get your Maxine, then damn, that rhyme with it anyway. Anyway, I was singing the song. If you don't go get your little if you don't get your thing, you gonna get locked up, man. All right, there's earthquakes in diverse places. Earthquake, I'm surprised the ground ain't shaking right now. Earthquakes all the time. Earthquakes in diverse places. I need to go somewhere where the earthquake was because the earthquake gonna probably be where I'm at next. Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. And all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. I'm going to probably swing on somebody. And shall kill you. That definitely make me want to swing on somebody. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise. And Esau, don't worry. When I swing, you won't see it coming. And you such a bitch. You're going to hear this and send somebody else to get me. You know what, Esau? If you got a problem with what I just said, how about you come tell me face to face you got a problem with what I just said, man? With nobody else around. Other than that, you's a goddamn bitch. And Lord willing, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Psalms 2 and 8, whatever. How loud am I? Psalms 2 and 8, whatever fucking Edomite got a problem with what the hell I just said, Baba Kashai, let me and all of my billions and millions of children inherit his ass. And that's impossible. Because I said billions. But Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai know what I meant. Matthew chapter 24, verse 10. And then shall many be offended. Salakia. Matthew 24, 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations, even the Israelites. Israelites is a nation too. And ye shall be hated of all nations, so your own people are going to hate you. So-called Latinos, Negroes, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Jamaicans, North America, South America, Central America, Israelite foreigners that don't even know they're Israelites, they're going to hate you too. wherever you may be. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, for the name of Yahweh, not sweet baby back ribs eating Jesus. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right, it shall max cold. It's going to hit maximum cold. All right, it shall wax cold. Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom, and the kingdom of God is with men on earth, shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, even those crazy Israelites. And then shall the end come. And that's where we're at right now. All right, we're at the end. Now, Psalms chapter 91, verse 5. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. All right, and this is for the elect. This is for the elect. How you going to call upon, if you call upon somebody, you calling them by name. All right. Call upon them by name. John, the book of John. Oh, here we go again. The book of John, chapter 17, verse 6. Esau don't want me to get all deep with the whole page. He just only want me to go to one verse. The book of John, chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested my name. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. So Yahweh manifested the name of his father to the men. I started thinking about that prophetess who was like going on, niggas calling him a boy. I'm not calling him a nigga. I'm just angry at the bitch. She was going on somebody calling him a boy and blah, blah. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, I would not, you women, yo, you got no idea your pussy is not going to save you, man. Alright? Shit, man. John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men, but I will say, your pussy might make a man of the Lord want to keep you around. Anyway, the book of John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. But I said the men of the Lord. It just wouldn't be your pussy. The book of Matthew, the book of John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. All right, so we were taken out of the world. I was taken out of the world I was in. We were taken out of a world that we were in, as it is written. We use the world, but not abuse the. God damn it! Can't mess up Paul. First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. All right, so taken out of the world, but still using the world, but not abusing it. All right, John chapter 17, verse. You gotta use the punk ass word. You gotta use this world, man, just to get a drink of water. John chapter 17, verse 6. Because the way the world works, for you to drink some water or to even get some water, you can drink bottled water out of Puerto Rico, you drink bottled water out of Tampa, you drink bottled water out of Baltimore. I said to myself, I said, damn. I was drinking out the tap out Virginia. What the hell? I never had to drink bottled water till I went somewhere else. Like New York, I mean, the water was in the fridge. It was already in the fridge. My cousin, she boiled it. I ain't saying that's no better, but that's what it was. You had to boil the water out of New York. John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. So it's a word that's supposed to be kept. All right, the true gospel. I know, come on, man. You gotta flip the gospel to get an orgasm, to get help with the bills or something, man. That's going against the scriptures, period, man. Are you supposed to trust in the Lord? And if you knock a woman down, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to act a certain way. All right? But it goes off of that woman too. You just don't gotta tell her that, man. You don't gotta tell her that. You don't gotta tell her that, you know what I'm saying, that you live by a certain code. I show her. And then you'll see what code she live by, and then the scriptures will tell you you're not bound to her. All right? But you don't know that when you first coming in, because you scared. Like, you so scared. Like, I went through stuff I wasn't supposed to go through for 3 years because I was scared of offending the Lord. And when I should have just listened to the prophet, or for Charles Street, when he hopped out the car and cut me off before I hit the other prophets with what was on my heart. Isaiah chapter, and it was better for it to be a one-on-one conversation anyway. So call on me, man. And it's nothing I wouldn't have said to any of them else. And I've said it to everybody else because people that haven't been through these whorish women. While you trying to get to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we need to hear about the other brothers' testimonies, because these women are hoes, man. All right? They're hoes, and they don't believe in God like you do. They believe in a fake God. All right? Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So the Lord is still able to be found. All right, I've been watching videos all day. The videos are still going up. The Lord is still able to be found. Verse 7, let the wicked forsake his way. Who are the wicked? Well, Esau, Edom can't forsake his way. From the womb he be born speaking lies. Psalms 58:3. All right, so the wicked that can forsake their way are the 12 tribes of Israel, and some white people that are really Israelites, right? But they're really black, because black is a definition. They'll be white when Yahweh Shai changes them, all right? Isaiah chapter 55, verse 7, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. All right, so that has to be on our mind. But it's actually not up to us. Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings of the Lord. Romans chapter 9, verse 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. All right, so yes, it is written, let us turn from our ways, but it's up to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to even have mercy on us, to even be able to turn from our ways. And you know, we just jacked up. You know, we can't be proud, because we are literally, or not. I ain't saying y'all. I'm jacked up, man. I'm going crazy. All right, going crazy. Not bad crazy, just my crazy. Like, I got voice saying do this, voice saying do that, and then me having a conversation with both voices. It's conversation, 3 voices going on. 3 voices going on. Different outcomes all the time. I don't like it. Luke chapter 22, verse 42. Saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. It's a lock it. Yahweh Shai, that's not funny. I was laughing about something else. Yahweh Shai didn't want to suffer in the flesh. Right? As anybody in their right mind, anybody in their right mind in the flesh doesn't want their flesh to suffer. All right? Because it causes the soul and the spirit to suffer. All right? Luke chapter 22, verse 42, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. It's okay to ask the Father of spirits to remove a cup. Now, of course, the prophecies can't be moved, but it's okay to ask the Father, our Father, because we're Israelites. It's okay to ask our Father to remove a cup. Luke chapter 22, verse 42, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. It's okay to ask, but don't have no expectations, man. Just expect the Lord's will to be done. That's all. That's all. Now, I was going to go through all of this, but I'll just only read this as a stop here, and I just saw the sword. Psalms chapter 22, verse 19. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. All right. Luke chapter 22, verse 42, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine will be done. All right. It's all about the Lord's will being done. And our will should be this. Psalms chapter 22, verse 19. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. All right? The Lord is our strength. Okay? And it's okay to ask the Lord to hurry the hell up and help us, man. Help me, man. The fuck? The fuck? Shit. Psalms chapter 22, verse 19. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. Call Elohim Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Damn, that shit made me stand up. Call Elohim Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? The unicorns of the internet. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You gotta do this. I gotta do this work. All right? I gotta do this work. Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So Esau, Edom is the sword of the Lord, and Esau, Edom is the wicked. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Baba Kashai. Help us think of how the righteous shall be saved. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Help us. Damn, I wish I knew which way was east. Help us. I see the moon. Help us think upon how the righteous shall be saved. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, which they did by stealing every goddamn thing. Thus said the Lord, impoverished that. They were impoverished, and that's why they ran around stealing every goddamn thing. Makes sense now, huh? Who is Esau, Edom? The ones that was impoverished until they ran around and stole everything from the whole damn planet. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas you can't, you ain't got no business skills. You just got to steal every goddamn thing. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. Oh yeah, you got business skills, framing mischief by law. Your business skills by law. That's why you got uniform commercial codes to establish law across the whole world. Because anyway, Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build. This is how the righteous shall be saved. But I will throw down. Who gonna throw down? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. This is how the righteous shall be saved. They shall build, but I will throw down. The infrastructure is thrown down. Everything about you thrown down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. Who? Esau, Edom. and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Shalom.